Thank you for tuning into Wide Eyes, a podcast made to uplift and educate others about the Asian American community. My name is Katie.
My name is New.
And this is a new. So for this month, wait, first off, did y'all see that transition? Katie did the intro. But anyways, new year, new us, right? So for this month's episode, we'll be talking about love languages, dating experience, and other relationship topics as we wrap up the month of February. So to start this off, Katie, New, and we took the love languages test. And so if for our listeners, if you don't know what that is, it's basically like a little test that you take. It asks you a series of questions like, oh, do you like this or do you like that? And then at the end, they give you results about what your top or what your 5 love languages are. And so it's important to have an understanding. Maybe if you don't necessarily have to have like a deep understanding, but it's important to have an understanding of what your love languages is, just because I feel like it creates a healthy relationship, because it can create better communication, right? Because how I perceive love might be different from how my partner may perceive love, right? And as you'll see, New, Katie, and we all had very different. I don't want to say very different, but we all had top three different top love languages, right? And so just to start it off, my love language at 37% is acts of service. And so just to give a synopsis that they provided us for acts of service. Okay, I'm just gonna read this. All right. Okay, so can helping with homework really be an expression of love? Absolutely. Anything you do to ease the burden of responsibilities weighing on an acts of service person will speak volumes. The words he or she most wants to hear. Let me do that for you. Laziness, broken commitments, and making more work for them tell speakers of this love. Wait, hold up. Oh my God, I cannot read. Okay. Laziness, broken commitments, and making more work for them tell speakers of this language their feelings don't matter. When others serve you out of love and not obligation, you feel truly valued and loved. Hey, so reading this, it gives, I think it kind of sums up perfectly what I perceive as love. And it's really, I feel like it kind of goes hand in hand with my second one, which is quality time. But for me, acts of service is like, I just, sometimes actions, not even sometimes, actions speak louder than words, right? And so for me, like, I don't need to hear like that audio validation. Like, I need to see it happen. And I don't know, it's just, I feel more valued, and it feels like, especially like if I come back home from like a long day of like, especially, and you know what, I will say, I do see this with like, my parents, right? Like, I come home and it's been a long day of school, volunteering and doing whatever the heck I'm doing. And I come home and my mom and dad, they make me, some food. I'm like, oh my God. It's just, it's if it's just so nice to feel like they're thinking of me, for like they took time out of their day to make me food. And that, I don't know, that just speaks volume. And so I think I've seen it with my parents and how they treat me. And so, my man better treat me like that too. Just kidding. They don't have to cook me dinner all the time, but I think just those small acts of service, it really speaks to me. Okay. And so with that said, how about we move on to Katie? What is your love language?
First, I just have to say, like, I love this topic because, ooh, oh my God, I am feeling butterflies in my stomach, although I have never dated before. But I'm so excited for this episode because while you were talking, New, I was just like, oh my God, you sounded so sweet. Oh my God. Okay. Anyway, going to me, when I took the 5 love languages test, my first one came out to be quality time. And I think this is very true to who I am. I thought that this test was really accurate and reliable just because knowing myself and my personality, one thing about that I know about myself, that I'm very loyal. So once I like make that connection or make a bond or create that kind of bond with someone, I'm like a ride or die kind of girl. So spending quality time really means a lot to me because I like to build that emotional connection with someone. And like I said, just being loyal, like who I am, I really like to spend those quality time with that kind of person so that I could build that emotional connection over time. And like I said, I this is just really true to who I am because although I do like my own independency, like don't get me wrong, like there are times when I like to be alone, but I just like it when I'm with surrounded by someone who I truly, truly care about and someone I know that will always be there with me in the long run. And like for me, I keep my circle really small. So when I mean quality time, I don't mean like spending quality time with a bunch of people. It could be literally just one person and I'm already happy with that. I like I said, I really think that this is really accurate and true to who I am. And yeah, quality time. But how about you, New?
All right. So for me, oh my God, after Anu and Katie, so mine is, well, after going on the site, I discovered that my love language is words of affirmation. And it was interesting to discover about that and learn about that, because I initially thought that my love language would be physical touch because when I want to like get someone's attention, I usually like hold on to them or like touch them. Okay, oh my God, that sounds bad, but you get the point. Like I just like to touch people when I want to get their attention. But then when I like look at the definition to words of affirmation about how it's like words to communicate your love, appreciation, and respect for the other person, I like reflected and I was like, you know what? Lately, I've been all about words of affirmation. So I see why my results became words of affirmation. And I just, thrive on compliments sometimes, but I also have to like, there's like pros and cons to it because the cons is like, insults does like because words are powerful in a sense where you could get like hurt by what people say about you. And that is something that over time I've come to learn that not to take insults directly personally. But then also like I just love words of affirmation. So yeah, so it was a great discovery. And I think we three enjoyed this process of like learning about what our love language is.
And so, yeah, like New brought up two really good points that or when New was talking, she brought up, she said two things that I was like, oh, that makes sense, right? When she said she thought her love language was, her top love language was going to be physical touch. I too was a little surprised. I thought my top love language was going to be physical touch. But see, the thing is, like, once again, like, don't, I hope this doesn't come off weird, but I just love touching and hugging the people I love, because you get that energy and it's just that warmth. But for a lot of people, you think it might be one way, but like when you do like self-reflections, you might be surprised about like, oh, oh, this does make sense that this is my first one, or this does make sense why, this one is, I was stronger in this one. And, like for me, receiving gifts was like my last one at 3%. Like, oh, that does make sense. Like, I don't really, enjoy that. Right. And so it's important to, not important, but I think taking these like assessments is very nice, because you might be surprised by what you learn about yourself. And secondly, you said that when you said words of affirmation was important, words are top right now, because right in this moment, it's like what she's feeling, right? And so I think that also adds to another topic of your love language can constantly be changing as you evolve and you grow, right? Because for me in the past, physical touch was my first love language because I've taken this like 5 years ago, I don't know, in the past, right? And so for me, that's why when I didn't get physical touch, I was like, what? This doesn't make sense, right? But reflecting on it, I was like, oh, I've grown as a person, right? Now that I'm going to school full time, doing all these extracurricular activities, now it's like, oh, it's so much, it's very beneficial, and not beneficial, but it's so much more meaningful when someone does something for me, does something meaningful, and it holds so much more value compared to a physical touch, where in the past I didn't have, I don't even think acts of service was my top 2 or 3, right? Because I didn't have any worries and I didn't have all these X, Y, and Z I had to do. I think it's also a reminder to, not a reminder, but I also think it's kind of, yeah, it is a nice reminder, right? To take these, because as you're constantly growing and evolving, and so your love languages might be constantly growing and evolving.
Yeah, so I completely agree with Jianu because while I was like listening to you, I thought about it and I'm like, I think there's actually room for improvement for example, like for me, I ranked as quality time as my number one, but I kind of assumed that that was my number one. So that's just something that I'm good at. But I haven't, I realized that there are other love languages that I can improve on, right? So I think by taking this test, it doesn't just show that there's a certain love language that you're best fit for or that is exactly who you are. But I think it just show that maybe that's a little bit more of the way you are, right? So, but not to say that the other love languages you are not that as well. So I don't want people to take it as if like they were ranked on a higher one rather than the other one that's who they are, rather than taking it as like maybe it's just room for improvement, something for you to understand about yourself, and maybe you can improve on that. Because you both talked about physical touch, and I come into terms that I don't like physical touch as much. Like I'm not really someone who likes being physical around others, like not holding hands, no kisses, none of that. Even with my families, I don't do that often. It's not something that I would do. And but then like taking this test, I just realized, oh, maybe there's room for growth. Like I could actually improve on physical touch, because sometimes I do want to, grow on that. And especially with my younger siblings, I will love just to give them hugs. But for me, I'm still in that process where it's like, it's a little bit awkward for me because I didn't do that growing up. So it's hard for me to just automatically doing that now. But, I come into terms that like, yeah, like I said, there's rooms for improvement, and all these love languages, it's there. Like I said, although you rank one higher than the other, it doesn't mean that you're less than the other one.
And I think it's important to, at least I think this is worthwhile to mention. I don't think you necessarily have to improve. I don't know, maybe Katie, improve just traumatizing first and foremost. But I feel like when I hear the word improvement, it's like, well, obviously you're trying to improve yourself. I don't think, maybe improving is not the, okay, at least where I'm trying to get with this is, your love languages are your love languages, right? But I think you also have to realize that other people are going to have their love languages. And so, yes, improving in the sense of, maybe if your partner is like, maybe Katie's partner is gonna, their love language is physical touch, right? Obviously you don't want to deprive your partner of their love language, because I feel like you're not acknowledging that, they need that. And so I think not necessarily trying to improve yourself, but trying to accommodate the other individual, and to validate that, that's, it's cool that that's your love language.
I agree with you say too, because agree or disagree, this is why we're called wide eyes. And this is why our missions say that we're seeing from our own narratives. So I love coming here every day, just like talking with both of my lovely co-hosts, because we all share different perspectives, right? And it's from our point of view. So like I said, agree or disagree, I completely accept what Anu mentioned, because I see it from her side as well. But then with me, like I said, maybe improvement's not the right word, but in my lens, like that's something I see myself doing. So I'm saying it from my perspective. So for any our listeners out there, just know that all what we're saying here is through our like stories, our experience, and what we went through. Because although we're all three of us are Asian Americans, we may not experience the same thing through our childhood.
No, yeah, for sure. Like what you mentioned is spot on, Katie and Anu. And I just want to tap in a little bit about like why our love language is important. And I simply just think that, understanding your own boundaries and those around you is what like wraps around all about your love language. And then also like I come to understand what my love language to me over time is to just simply like understanding and having like that value of comprehending my own growth as a person and as I evolve over the years. And that is something that Anu mentioned briefly before as well. Now that we finished talking about our love languages and found out what each one of us love languages are, now we're gonna switch into dating experiences and why are we single? And in regards to dating, instead of saying like I have like no dating experience whatsoever, even though I really don't, like I've been working on this new journey of like self-love and healing, of just like fully connecting with my inner peace and within myself. So in other words, I feel like I am dating, but I'm dating myself. And onto like why we are single. I just want to be my own independent, badass bitch because I'm not going to rely on no one. Yeah. And just a side note, I just want to reveal that when I was younger, I was like, oh, I'll get myself a partner when I get into college, but your homegirl's going to finish college pretty soon. And I got no one, but I got myself. At the end of the day, as I got older, I've come to learn that, there's no need to rush into the dating scene. And I just love being free, being myself with no restrictions. So yeah, that's my little dating experience. It's myself. How about Katie?
I was just gonna say you still have a semester left, so you could still make your goal come true in finding the one in college. I think Anu and I were running out because we only have maybe like 4 months left. So it's not realistically possible for the both of us, but it's still possible for you, girl. But
Hold up. Who says I can't find my one true love in 4 months? Okay, that's
Oh
the
my
that was me raising my hand, Katie.
God.
I'm just kidding. I knew you will find one in 4 months. I know I would definitely not find one in 4 months. But like I said, as for me, I have no dating experience at all as well, like new, but I'm not really looking for one at the moment. So I'm just going with the flow and see what comes. But it's not really my main priority on my list right now because I have other things that I'm looking for, especially like we mentioned how like me and Nu we're gonna graduate pretty soon. So I'm thinking, beyond that, like after graduation, what am I gonna do a career wise and for myself too, for just personal development. So I'm not really thinking about dating someone, but if that someone does come, I'm not gonna reject you, I think. Who knows? I say this, but I might because I don't know. My mood always go back and forth on my, dating experience, who I want to be with. But like I said, it's not really in my priority right now. And there's no particular reason why I'm not finding someone to. It's just it is what it is. And if it comes, it comes. How about you, Anu? I hope you find the one in 4 months.
That's right. I am. Just kidding. For me, dating experience, I don't really consider anything from like high school down to be like dating experience just because it's so, at least in my perspective, as like puppy love, except for, what, I will say there's high school sweethearts. I do have a friend, two friends who they've been dating since high school. So I'll give them that. There are, romances. But for me personally, like I feel like relationships that you've had like high school down, it's not, it's just puppy love, at least what I believe. Because you don't have, I feel like to date, you like have to be, you have to know who you are to find a partner who's compatible with you. And I think that's also another reason why I'm not interested in dating right now, because I don't know who I am yet, and I feel like, not even feel like, I probably will be consumed with an individual, because if I do decide to, or if I do find someone, right, like I will most likely probably be consumed with their interests and what they want to do. And I don't want that. I want to go into relationship confident in who I am and have my core beliefs established, and have someone else value my beliefs. And so that's one of the reasons why I'm not currently dating right now. It's just because I don't know who I am yet. Second, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to date. The one, just actively like dating and trying to find, going out and trying to mingle and stuff like that. It's a lot of work and time commitment. And that's something I don't have, right? And so, like just listen to like my high school experience, not high school, my college experience, like the first 2 years is just dedicated towards study, and my third and fourth year, and like all I'm doing now is just racking up extracurricular activities for my resume for grad school. And so it's really hard to find time to date. And so that's another reason why. It's just because, kind of like new, I'm a boss ass bitch and I'm just trying to focus on myself and make sure I succeed first before I freaking rely on someone else, And so, but that's nothing. nothing against individuals who, do date, because, I'm a hopeless romantic too, I want to find the one, I'm waiting under a bus stop or something, and they come and it's raining, like a K drama, and they come running to me and they're like, oh, hey, do you need an umbrella, or do you need a ride home or something? Okay, I'm not gonna get in the car with a stranger, but still, it's like, I'm a hopeless romantic. So I do believe in love, but I feel like, there's a time and place for everything. And right now it's not my time yet.
To the most exciting part, our ideal types. I'm gonna start off first because I think I have higher expectation than these two girls right here, and I have a
Bitch,
little
we did not say you have high expectations.
standard. That's what they said.
Be true to who you are. We said be true to who you are, okay?
I'm gonna go first so that if anybody critique me, it's okay. So they could criticize me and then you both could go after. But my ideal type, right? If we're gonna be really honest, or if I'm gonna be really honest, I would like someone. It's not here, not on my notes here, but I know who I'm looking for. I would like someone who is a little bit taller than me, just a little bit, not too tall. I'm 5'3", by the way, and I would like someone to kind of have broad shoulders. And when I mean broad shoulders, I don't mean you have to go to the gym to build your shoulders. I'm okay with the way they are, just as long as you can, when you hug me, you can wrap your shoulders around me. That's all I'm asking for. And I'm just gonna cut down like that because I feel like if I go on, it's gonna be way too much. And but like two requirements. I know I shouldn't say requirements. Two physical attributes that I'm looking for is I really like whoever my partner is going to be. I really like if they have smiley eyes. So if you guys don't know what that means, when I look at you, I just want your eyes to smile at me. This is why I say I love this episode because oh my God. And then I would like you to have a warm smile because I don't know, I just want to look at you and know that you're genuine and you're nice. Okay, I mean your face I can't judge how attractive you are by just that, but I really want to I just want someone with smiley eyes and a warm smile because I don't know, that's just something that I like, because I have seen really attractive guys with mysterious eyes, if y'all know what that means. But then to me, I don't know, something about it is it kind of gives me, I don't know, it's too mysterious. So I prefer someone who just has smiley eyes and a warm smile. So those are my like physical attribute. And then moving on to my personality type, I kind of have a lot for my personal attributes. So I'm gonna cut that short too. I really, at the end of the day, I really just want someone who is empathetic. I really like someone who is caring and can understand my feelings and know what I gone through and like really like be a part of who I am. So really just embrace me as a person. So that's someone who I will like. Okay, I talk way too much. See, like I said, I am really enjoying this topic, but how about you ladies?
For me, I feel like as I age, okay, I talk as if I'm like an old lady or something, but then I feel like as I get older, I don't have a specific ideal type, and that is why Katie is on me. But you know, I also did like a 16 personality test, and it was spot on, and I sent it to Katie too, like, I'm right that I don't have like specific ideal type, and I'm just open to like all ethnicities or identities out there in the universe. And but one like thing that I like, not one thing, I have a couple of things too. So Katie's not the only one with high standards. Like I have some standards, but it's not too high up there. What is it? Some of the personalities and attributes that I want my partner to have, for us, the first one is that we gotta communicate with each other. That's like the main thing, because to me communication is key, and that person needs to be genuine. I don't want someone who is not genuine, because I'm like, why are you a part of my life? Why are you here? If you're not genuine, if you're not serious, go. I don't need you. Like, I just want someone who is serious and are passionate and driven in whatever they do in life. And also, like, we just need to like spiritually connect with one another. Like, that is like my soulmate somewhere in the universe. So yeah, that's for me, for my ideal type.
I know Katie was giving New and I so much shit about the scenes because our answers weren't what she expected.
Yeah, they're lying, y'all. They're lying to you guys. I'm just kidding.
No, but kind of like New, I don't really have any like physical requirements. I mean, it'd be nice if they're taller than me, just a little bit, not too tall.
Okay, she's telling the truth right now.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm not like I don't know. Do you guys miss Remy Ashton? Like Remy, 6 feet requirement.
Yes.
Nah, I'm good. That's too tall for me. But yeah, for me, like I don't really like physical attributes don't really matter to me. I what I value more is like my prospective partner like challenging me intellectually. I always like to be taken out of my comfort zone intellectually, and I love people challenging my thoughts and belief. And so that's what I value more. And as long as they treat me with respect, I think that's also another very important attribute for me because I feel like I respect myself. And so if y'all ain't respecting me, then I don't have I don't have time to tolerate that. But another thing that I would say is very, very, very important. Like it's a deal breaker. They have to be funny. They have to be able to make me laugh. Like, I don't know what it is, but like my sense of humor is so specific. Like some things are just, you know what? I would say, no, it's not even specific. Like I just love people doing stupid shit and like the stupidest, most insane, like random stuff. It's just like I will like bawl myself laughing. I can't even think of a specific example because they're so random sometimes. Yeah, I think it's really important for me. Like I love humor and I think it's important to make me laugh. And so only I will say only some people can make me laugh. And that's probably my family. That's probably about it. But it's not even like anything in particular. Sometimes my brother just does some stupid ass stuff and I'm like, that's that was funny. And so I don't know, I have a very weird sense of humor. I don't even want to say weird. I don't even know what my sense of humor is, but as long as an individual, if they can make me laugh, yeah, that'd probably seal the deal.
I wanted to add that we're just talking about ideal types. So, like, in my definition of what ideal types are, is just someone that you see yourself like being with, but not like realistically. It's just someone that you imagine yourself being with. So, although we mentioned these like physical attributes or even like these personality attributes, we will like our future partner to have them. But although if they don't have most of them, I think the three of us we're pretty fair and sure like we know how to evaluate that well. Like it's not that we're like looking for all of these attributes, just something that we want them to have. But like I said, I feel like we've been mentioning a lot about self-growth and ourselves, so I feel like we're only like in our early 20s right now, so I feel like in the long run we might change who we really want to be with. So like I said, it's just something that we're looking for, but it's not something that we exactly what we want.
Yeah, and so like Katie was saying, like we're always constantly growing and evolving. Like what I find, which I hope I don't change myself because they do have to make me laugh, but what I find attractive, today, like 5 years in the future, like maybe being taller, at least, what I have horrible examples, but height doesn't really matter to me. It'd be nice if they're taller, but like that's not a deal breaker. And I feel like this is a lot for everybody. Where the fuck was I going with this?
Like you can, like for example, I said I want someone who have smiley eyes and a warm smile. Even if you don't have that, that doesn't bother me as long as you're empathetic. That's all I really ask for, because I feel like looks can only go so far, but like personality is really what matters. Anu, do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, so in conclusion, don't be a shitty person. Don't be a shitty person.
I agree.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it's
News just asked me a question saying, is that really true? That's really no, I'm speaking from my authentic self. Looks can only go just so far. Like honestly, because imagine yourself spending, okay, I'm just honestly. I met the guy of my dream. He has smiley eyes and a warm smile, but he is he is empathetic. So he cannot relate to my feelings at all. Do I want to be stuck with that with the rest of my life? No, I'd rather have you skip the smiley eyes and warm smile. I'd rather have you be empathetic. So yeah, that's my true feelings.
Oh my god. Anyways, so yeah, it just goes to show, like, at least for us, like, and I feel like for majority of the people, like, it doesn't matter. Like, obviously, one thing might be a deal breaker, but everyone and their tastes and their changes are constantly evolving, and you can't expect to be this perfect specimen. You know what? There have been, okay, okay, off topic. Anyways, let's save that for another time. But yeah, and so I think that was the perfect way to end our podcast. And so this is going to wrap up our conversation for the month of February. We can't wait to chat with you all in the next episode. Feel free to check us out on our Instagram at Wide Eyes Podcast.